Ah, yes. I hope you enjoyed the Christmas jumper that I wheeled out for the occasion. I think it's pretty stylish and Merry Christmas and festivities and happy season to you and happy holidays, I think, as you say across the other side of the pond. I'm going to make some Christmas jingles. This video is going to be a little bit ad hoc as it's that slow time of the year where not much happens apart from sitting at home and watching YouTube videos. So thank you for choosing to watch mine, and I really hope you enjoy this. I'm just going to mess about like I used to do in the old days with Free Jingle Friday, where I'd make jingles live. Essentially, I'm going to attempt to spend a few minutes of your time creating Christmas jingles with our Christmas imaging sound effects from Music Radio Creative. If you fancy grabbing those or any other sound effects to create your own festive or, for that matter, any kind of productions, go to the links down below and try them out. mrc.fm/SFX is what I'll be using. I've also linked the AI tool I'll be using, because now we live in the age of AI. I'm not just restricted to editing in Adobe Audition or anything like that. I can actually generate the voice of Santa using a great technology called 11 Labs. It's an AI voice generator, and I've used this a lot. You may have seen me mention it a couple of times on my channel. Well, if I go to 11 Labs, which is linked up down below, and go to the app here, let's make this just a bit bigger, and you'll see here we've got a bunch of options, but one of them is voices. And you've got my voices, but if we go to the library here, you'll see I've searched for Santa, and look, here's a couple of Father Christmases. I can have a listen to this one.
Oh, the Santa Claus voice is available year-round. Oh, that's a good thing. Use me for whatever project you have.
I gotta say, I'm not digging that specific Santa Claus, but how about this one?
Once upon a time, there was a little elf called Steve. He lived in a magical place, a place of wonder and mystery.
Okay, this one sounds more convincing to me. Now, you can see a few things before generating the voice in your 11 Labs account. First of all, 23 times. What does that mean? It means 23 times your tokens, okay? So if you used one token to generate a word, it would cost you 23 tokens instead. So quite a bit pricier for Father Christmas, but he is a very special character after all. And then you've got live moderation, essentially meaning that you can't make Santa say anything naughty. And the fact that this voice is around for 2 years, and there's a bunch more things that you can look at, such as tags, English, mature, narrative, and story. Brilliant. I want to use Santa. Let's go ahead and click into him.
Once upon a time, there was a little...
And now I'm taken straight to the speech synthesis where I can actually generate voices in the sound of Father Christmas. So let's type in a script.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from all at Music Radio Creative. Music Radio Creative. Ho, 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 ho. They are the best. I love their jingles. Keep the Christmas vibes flowing all holiday long. Also, remember to be nice, not naughty.
Okay. Not too bad. Maybe not the best Santa I've ever had, and perhaps at this festive time of year, you could call your favourite voice artist to do a Santa voice for you. But in a flash, I've got something here I can download and use. So here's my voiceover in Adobe Audition, and you can see it's looking nice and clean and actually quite well processed as well. So, as always, when I'm producing a jingle, I'll go over into the multi-track of Adobe Audition, and I'll call this Christmas. And we can get started. Now, I'm not going to use any of my presets. Usually I'd use Adobe Audition presets, which are available, by the way, to download, linked up down below. But I'm going to create them right in front of you so we can see from start to finish creating Christmas jingles at this time of the year. So let's drag this in onto track 1, and I'm going to convert the sample rate to be 48,000 hertz, which is what I'm working with here in the multitrack. A lot of people ask me, why do you use 48,000 now? I find that I work a lot with video now, and a lot of video productions and producers need 48,000. So I've kind of upgraded a little bit. But when I do mix down for radio use or podcast use, I will do the final mix down again in 44,100. It doesn't really make a difference. As long as you're doing all the resampling, everything is fine. So this works well for me. Now on this track, as the voice is already well processed, I might go ahead and add a few effects to make Santa a little more convincing. Let's go to my effects rack, and I'm going to first of all start by pitching him down. So let's go to the pitch shifter, and we'll start with a pitch of -1 semitone.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Okay, that's a little bit too much, so we'll go in cents instead.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from all at Music Radio Creative.
Okay, I'm not so sure about the pitch shifting, actually.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from all at Music Radio Creative. Music Radio Creative. Ho, 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 ho.
That's so funny, that oh, isn't it? We're going to have to do something with that. Okay, let's go ahead and let's add on some more stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and add on a little bit of EQ. Let's go to Parametric Equalizer, and we'll start with the default here. We'll roll off a little bit of the low end, as I usually would. We'll take out a little bit around the mid and add some highs. Let's listen.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from all at Music Radio Creative.
And then we'll go ahead and maybe add on something like compression. So under dynamics, we'll add on a little bit of compressor, no noise gate required. We'll increase the threshold and ratio.
Merry Christmas.
Okay, so that's probably a little bit too much compression. Let's push that up a bit and the makeup.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from all at Music Radio Creative. Music Radio Creative.
Okay, not too bad. And now we'll go on and add on one more effect, and we'll go ahead to the reverb box here, and we'll go for studio reverb, okay? Go for a vocal reverb medium, just pull the wet down a bit.
Merry Christmas.
Too much, so we'll go to 11%.
Merry Christmas and a
Still a bit much.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from all at Music Radio Creative.
Okay, let's see if we can start mixing this in with some effects now. So if we go into my media browser, I've actually got our Christmas imaging library here that I'm going to use, and I'm going to bring in a few different sound effects. So let's go ahead and we'll grab a bunch here. We'll drop them all on over there. We'll also go ahead and get some short effects as well, and we'll get swipes that we can use, and I might also see if I can find a music bed here. Okay, and I quite like this one, so I'm going to drag this in over here. And now we've got all of our audio in place. I'm going to Command A to select everything, right click, and I'm going to match the clip loudness to be all the same. So now we'll have audio at exactly the same volume levels that will sound good. Let's put this bed underneath Santa and listen.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from all at Music Radio Creative.
Okay, that's quite good, but I'm actually going to just increase the volume on Santa a bit.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from all at Music Radio Creative.
Okay, not too bad. Now we'll zoom in a little bit and maybe move this in and sync it up with the start of his speech.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from all at Music Radio Creative.
Let's bring in a sound effect to start this off and place this down here.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from all at Music Radio Creative. Music Radio Creative.
Now I like this area.
Music Radio.
Let's actually mute this out. Let's see if I can cut this here, right here. And let's see if I can do a little loop here. This might actually work quite well. I don't know, but I'm going to try it anyway and see. And then unmute and play.
Music Radio. Music Radio.
And let's do a crossfade there to make it a little smoother.
Music Radio. Music Radio Creative. Music Radio Creative.
And I feel like maybe a pitch shift on that would be quite good. So I'm actually going to select all of this audio here. And then what we're going to do in the multi-track menu is bounce down the selected clips only. So we get a new track like this. And what we'll do is I'm actually going to mute out the original tracks there. So let's mute those bits. And now what I should be able to do is pop this open, and on this bounce track, I can actually put in a pitcher effect. So time and pitch, and we'll go to the pitch shifter. Here we go. Making sure everything is at the default 0, settings. And then I will go in and bring in the pitch shifter, transpose ratio, and we'll go from, let's go from nothing to normal pitch. Or high to low.
Music Radio.
That's quite nice. So now let's play from the start again.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from all at Music Radio Creative.
Let's do
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from all at Music Radio Creative.
That's quite nice.
Music Radio Creative.
And then we got the yo there, haven't we? So we've got creative.
Creative.
Let's do creative as a second echo here.
Creative.
Let's make sure that's on beat by going down here and checking.
Creative.
And then we'll transpose this down.
Creative.
And make it a little lower in the mix.
Creative. Music Radio Creative.
That's quite nice, so we'll start again from the start.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from all at Music Radio Creative.
Now, actually, I'm just going to make sure that we've got the music in there nicely. So let's get rid of all of these at the top here and bring this in.
Music Radio.
And we'll do some crossfades on either side, like so.
Music Radio Creative. Music Radio Creative. Music Radio Creative.
And then I'm going to take this second Music Radio Creative and I'm going to add a clip effect here. And in here, I'm going to go to modulation and chorus.
Music Radio Creative.
That's a little bit distant, so let's go for broken stereo.
Music Radio Creative. Music Radio Creative.
Okay, let's go for something else. Tiny pep.
Music Radio Creative.
That's quite good. And I'm also going to do a little bit of a roll-off. So we'll go for filter and EQ, scientific filter, and we'll go for drop off below 250.
Music Radio Creative.
Okay, back from the start.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from all at Music Radio Creative. Music Radio Creative.
And we'll put a little swoosh maybe before that.
Music Radio. Music.
And let's make sure that that's on sync with the beat. So we'll zoom in here and just bring this up here.
Music Radio Creative.
Make it a little bit quieter, that whoosh.
Music Radio Creative. Ho, 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 ho.
That's so weird, isn't it, that ho, ho, ho? Let's see if we can make that into something decent.
Radio Creative. Radio Creative.
And we'll just bring this in. And we'll see if we can make ho, ho, ho center sound a bit better.
Ho, 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 ho.
That's ridiculous, isn't it? Let's see if we can mix together the ho-ho-hos. Again, remember, these are AI-generated voices, so not necessarily the best way of getting the ho-ho-ho you want. Let's try and cut here and mix the ho-ho-hos together. Ho-ho-ho. Like so. That's so weird, isn't it? Let's maybe make it a little bit higher.
Ho.
That's so weird.
Ho, 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 ho.
That's so weird. That's so incredibly weird. Let's bounce that down to another track. Bounce down the selected clips only to this track, and we'll add some echo to it as well. So just here on bounce track 2, we'll add a track effect and we'll do echo. And we'll make sure it's bouncing at 250 milliseconds and 500 milliseconds.
Ho, ho, ho. They are the best. I love their jingles.
That's great. And let's double track I Love Their Jingles with a little bit of echo on that.
I love their jingles. Keep the...
And then we'll bring in this here on another track.
Are the best. I love their jingles. Keep the Christmas vibes flowing all holiday long. Also, remember to be...
Okay, and then we'll bring in a few swooshes and more segues and tighten this up a little bit. I don't think we're going to need any more of these, so we'll get rid of these guys over here, but we might need what's over here. So let's bring this in here and let's see if we can play back. Okay, from here.
I love their jingles. Keep the Christmas vibes flowing.
Let's bring that in at the end of that bit there. So we'll bring that just over there and bring the swoosh wipe in there so it fades.
Keep the Christmas vibes flowing all holiday long.
And maybe bring this in underneath.
Keep the Christmas vibes flowing all holiday long. Also, remember to be nice, not naughty.
That's so funny. Let's bring this in as a final thing. Also, bring that in here.
Holiday long. Also, remember to be nice, not naughty.
That's it. And then bring that in here.
Not naughty.
Maybe put that in as the ender.
Not naughty.
And make that last swoosh a little lower in the mix.
Not naughty.
And then maybe naughty we'll bring over here and pop it in there. And we'll just bring that, make it a little pitch down.
Not naughty. Not naughty. Not naughty.
Not too bad. Okay. And we finish up with something that didn't take us very long to make that sounds like this.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from all at Music Radio Creative. Music Radio Creative. Ho, ho.
Weird ho-ho.
They are the best. I love their jingles. Keep the Christmas vibes flowing all holiday long. Also, remember to be nice, not naughty.
And then if I really like that, I can go to multitrack, mix down the entire session, and there we go. In just a few moments, I've got my Christmas jingle. I might go ahead and apply a preset such as effects. We can go to amplitude and compression, the multiband compressor, and we'll go for the broadcast preset that'll make it punchy and spiky. Look at that. Highlight the jingle. Command T or Control T on a PC, and there is our Christmas jingle fully produced. Like I say, just a bit of fun playing with Adobe Audition, sound effects from our Christmas sound effects library, and the 11 Labs AI voice generator to make the voice of Santa. Leave me a comment, let me know how you're celebrating the festive time of the year. I wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and there is a video showing up on your screen that you should probably watch next. Thanks.